Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Jessica. I would love to have you subscribe and stick around. I do lots of mommy lifestyle cleaning routines, pretty much a little bit of everything, so there's something for everyone. So last year I did a video on lice and it was pretty long. It was very informative, but it was pretty long. So I decided to go ahead and do another one. This one's going to be short and sweet. I'm going to try to get to the point. I am going to share some facts about lice after I tell you how to get rid of it. So if you want to know those, then just keep on watching till the end. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and jump straight on into it. All right, so to get rid of lice, non-toxic, super inexpensive way, and it 100% works. I've tried it. It works. It's awesome. Get some olive oil. It does not matter what kind of olive oil it is, extra virgin or whatever. It doesn't matter. Basically, the point of the oil is to drown the lice because they cannot breathe under like water or any type of moisture such as an oil, which is very thick and hard for them to breathe under. So any type of oil would really work. Even mayonnaise would work, but olive oil is really good for your hair and it's really inexpensive and easy to get your hands on. And a lot of times you already have olive oil in your house. So get some olive oil and get you a lice comb. You can pick these up at the drugstore, but you can also find them on Amazon. I will link one below that I like and I have now. I have it. So once you have it, keep it. Don't throw it away when you're done. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your child or yourself, whomever has the lice, and you're going to saturate their hair with the olive oil. Now, the nits stick to the hair strands like glue. They are stuck on there. So the difference between dandruff or maybe a product that's left in your hair is that's going to come right out. But a nit is a little white bulb that's stuck to the strand of hair, and you can kind of run your finger, if you just run your fingertips down, it's more than likely not going to come off. You would have to take like your nails or something to scrape it off. They stick to the hair strand very, very well, but the olive oil will help to get them off of the hair strand. I believe you can also use like a solution of vinegar and water that helps to break down the glue that they use to stick to your hair. But if you just saturate their hair with the olive oil, run the lice comb through really, really well until you get all of those nits out. Just do the best that you can. And then you're going to go ahead, and the first treatment, I would go ahead and wash your hair. And I recommend using Dawn dish soap because the oil is really hard to break down. So the Dawn dish soap will really break that down. And then go ahead and it doesn't have to be dry. Saturate it again with the oil. If you are an adult or if you're doing this to an older child, you can put a shower cap on their head. And that way it kind of prevents mess and keeps everything where it needs to be. If you're doing this on a younger child, I would not use a shower cap or anything like that because it could be a choking hazard. So I would just maybe braid their hair or something like that. I didn't have any issues with it ruining pillowcases, but you could definitely go ahead and put on an old pillowcase or something to protect their pillow, but it washed right out of our pillowcases, the olive oil did. My youngest daughter did not get lice, but we went ahead and treated myself and her just because my older daughter did have it, and I just feel like that was safe. I'd rather be safe than sorry, so you could do that as well, but it did not ruin our pillowcases. So you're going to go ahead and saturate it, sleep in it overnight. They need to be saturated for around 12 hours because that's how long it takes to suffocate them. So you're going to do this every single night for a week. And then the next week, you're going to do it every other night. Now, the reason you're doing it for so long is just to make sure that any of those nits that you might have missed in the hair, if they hatch, that you're killing them. It's kind of strange, and I was really totally blown away when it came to our school's policy, but they allow nits in the hair. They don't want live lice crawling around in your head, but they allow nits. I don't really understand it fully. You may not get all the nits, and I know somebody's going to ask, well, how do you make sure you get all the nits out of the hair? You really want to try to get them all out when you're combing, and you definitely can comb through and do that every night if you want until you feel confident that you've gotten them all out. But because you're doing the oil treatment, it doesn't really matter if there's a nit in the hair because if one hatches, it's not going to survive. It's going to die pretty much right away. So that's pretty much it as far as getting rid. It's super easy, it's super inexpensive, it's natural and non-toxic, and it will work. So if you're struggling with lice, whether it be yourself or your children, definitely try this and let me know in the comments if it worked for you, but it definitely worked for us. So now I'm going to go ahead and give you some tips and tricks and facts. I'm going to start with, okay, so now that I've got the lice out of my hair, or now that I've got the lice out of my child's hair, what about the house. Is my house infested with lice? I have pets. Can they get lice? No, pets cannot get lice. At least they can't get human lice. And so you don't have to worry about transferring, like if you sleep with your pets or something like that, you don't have to worry about transferring the lice to them. So the next step is to go ahead and wash all of your jackets, your hats, anything that would touch your head, your pillowcases, throw pillows, bedding, their stuffed animals, anything like that that they have close contact with. Wash it in the washing machine and then go ahead and throw it in the dryer on high heat for at least 20 minutes, and that will totally kill anything that is still alive on it, although they can't live off of their host for more than 24 hours on average. So most likely they're going to be dead, but just in case, you want to go ahead and wash them and then dry them in the dryer for at least 20 minutes on high heat. You want to go ahead and vacuum your floors. I just felt dirty, and when you have lice, it does not mean you're dirty, because fact, they like clean hair. They actually can't stick to dirty hair, which brings me into another fact. The reason it's more common for kids to get lice is because they have cleaner hair, because adults use a lot of hair products and we use a lot of heat. Blow dryer, flat iron, curling iron, things like that. So that's why kids are more likely to get lice, because their hair is typically cleaner. If you're curious what lice looks like, I'm going to have a little picture pop up right now to show you. The brown color that they have is actually your blood, because they actually do feed off of your blood 3 times a day. A common myth is that lice jump. They actually do not jump. So you would have to actually physically touch someone that had lice, like make contact, like maybe a hug or something like that, for the lice to crawl onto your head, or you would have to maybe put on their hat or something like that, but they do not jump. So when the lice lay their eggs or their nits, those hatch in 8 to 12 days. That's why it's really important for you to do the 2-week treatment, because if you did miss any nits, they could hatch and then you might be facing this again. So really, it's really important to stick with it. The lice that have already hatched can live for up to 30 days on your head. Okay, so let's talk about prevention. You can use tea tree oil. So you can dilute this in some water and spray it onto your child's hair or your hair. You can actually add a couple drops into your shampoo. There is a hairspray by Fairy Tales. I will link it for you in the description box. That is supposed to be a lice preventative. I did purchase it, and during lice seasons, I spray it on my girl's hair and in hopes that they don't get lice. Another thing you can do is, if they have long hair, for girls, this is mostly for girls, keep their hair pulled back. That way it's harder for their hair to make contact with someone else's hair. So braids, ponytails, things like that. Put a little bit of product in your hair or your child's hair. Mousse, hairspray, gel. If you have boys, gel would be a good one. Because like I said earlier, lice do not like dirty hair. It's very hard for them to attach to the hair strand if it has product on it. So put product in your child's hair. Use heat in your child's hair. If you are having some issues with maybe getting the nits out of the hair, or you just want to take an extra step, you can take a flat iron and run it through the hair and just try to separate it into sections and run that flat iron through, because that heat will definitely kill anything and it will help to get any nits off of the hair strand. Okay, and then my last tip for you is, what about our hair brushes and hair ties and things like that? Do we have to throw them out? No, you do not. Just soak them in rubbing alcohol for at least 30 minutes. You can go ahead and do it overnight just to be safe, but you do not have to throw anything away. Just soak them in some rubbing alcohol and let them dry. They will be good to go. You don't have to worry about it at all. So it used to be, back when I was a child, I did get lice, and it used to be my mom would panic and we would have to go and put all of our stuffed animals and everything into these big garbage bags and set them outside for 2 weeks in order to kill the lice, and that is not what you have to do, you guys. It's so super simple. I freaked out when I had my first experience as an adult and my child getting lice. I thought it was the most horrible thing ever, and through talking to other moms, I realized that, you know, we panic because it seems overwhelming. But now that I am armed with the knowledge of this, it's not a big deal. So it's totally not a big deal. You can do this. It's super easy. All you need is to wash them and throw them in the dryer for 20 minutes. Vacuum if you want. It's not even a necessity. They do make some spray that you can spray on your soft surfaces, but honestly, I just washed our pillowcases and throw blankets and things like that. Definitely washed the bedding. But all you need is some heat, and all you need is some hair product and some olive oil, and you will be good to go. Super inexpensive. It's not a big deal. If you have any questions that I didn't answer for you, definitely let me know in the comments and I'll try to answer them. I hope that this was helpful, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!